Key Holly.
News of the month. Long considered America's greatest salesperson, Winston Sales was born in this small house and raised by 3 generations of sales professionals. At age 6, he sold newspapers on a street corner. His lunch, even an occasional song. Still in his teens, young Winston made his first million selling tall and big men's clothing. Not surprising, he was the first teenager to win the sales industry's highest honor. Earning this top award a record 41 years, his philosophy seemed simple.
And to the Sales Academy of America for this lovely award, again. And I would like to add that whether you're just getting started in sales or if you're a seasoned veteran, never assume you know it all. Keep going to classes and seminars. When you get a chance, learn from the very best. Because in sales, when you stop learning, you stop earning. Thank you all.
He turned his gift of gab into car dealerships, shipping companies, a chain of banks. He even convinced the state of South Dakota to carve up their favorite mountain. But Winston Sales was also a tireless philanthropist. He built hospitals, churches, founded the Winston Sales University, and generously gave food to hungry children. But this week, death came to Winston Sales in the palatial estate he called El Perdida Jefe. 16 tons of masonry, 42 bedrooms, all served by a bath and a half. Winston Sales represented achievement, adventure, philanthropy. The world will miss him. News of the month.
I don't know, boss. Looks like the newsreel covered everything. I don't see how we can improve on it.
Yeah, I just wish we'd had it first.
Yeah, it's a great story, but I want more.
Come on, boss. What do you mean more?
Well, it's not enough to know who the guy was. I want to know what he was.
He was rich. That's what he was.
Yeah,
All right, so he had a lot of money, but what was his secret?
You heard the guy. He has the gift of gab.
Yeah, 50 million reasons to keep talking.
Well, I don't know. I don't buy it. What were those famous last words he had?
Yeah, he said, Key Holly.
Key Holly.
Key Holly. That's right, Key Holly. I want to know who Key Holly was. Maybe it was some secret love or a private hideaway.
Or a poodle with a collar.
Well, maybe it was, but I got a hunch there's something there. I want you to talk to everybody. The relatives, the customers, his business partner. We get to the bottom of that dark secret, then I think we got something.
Richest man in the world dies, and that ain't enough news.
It's only one headline. It's not enough.
Hey, boss, I'll take it on.
Good job, Wally. Why don't you start with his wife? What's her name?
Caroline.
Caroline. Good place to start digging.
Okay, I'll admit it. I took the assignment because I was curious. I'd driven by that mansion 1,000 times, wondering what it looked like on the inside. I wasn't disappointed.
Mrs. Sales will see you now, sir.
I felt like I was waiting for an audience with the Queen, but I wasn't going to be intimidated. My plan was to be direct.
Please, sit down.
Thank you, ma'am. If I may cut to the chase, are you Key Holly?
No, a lot of people have thought that. No, I've never heard him mention Key Holly. Maybe I wasn't supposed to know.
I see.
But I think I can tell you why he was successful.
I'd like to know.
He liked to study people, to learn about folks.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, for example, when he wanted to meet me, he talked to my friends first, discovered what I liked before he came around. He did the same thing with his customers.
Red carnations?
No, but he knew if he was going to get a customer's attention, he was going to have to do his homework. He'd go to the library and find articles in newspapers and trade papers about them. He even kept a file of their hobbies, their spouse and children's names, birthdays. Then, when he called on a customer, he would study their annual reports, company history. He said it gave them something to talk about up front, to connect. He said a customer is like any other relationship. You only stay in it as long as you like that other person.
I
like it.
You do?
Yeah, this guy really cared about people, and that's human interest. But I still want to find out what he meant by key Holly.
Okay, but
I'm glad you're enthused. I want a 5-part series.
5 parts? But most of the people that knew him are dead.
Talk to the live ones.
I had a heck of a time tracking down his old business partner. It seemed that Morgan Drake made a fortune taking Winston's advice. These days, he owned a little cafe on the east side. Rumor was, he liked to stay low-key.
As far as creating rapport, Whitney was the best. They used to do this thing called voice in the mirror.
Don't you mean face in the mirror?
Voice. One day we sold auto parts. Within 2 minutes of walking in, he'd be talking just like the guy he was trying to sell.
Now, I understand you're getting your brake shoes from the Haverson brothers.
Uh-huh. 6 years.
6 years. They been good to you?
Pretty much. I ain't in love with them or nothing, but I can tolerate looking at them once a month.
Once a month. Now, is that enough?
Well, I'd like to see them more, but that's all they got time for.
I see. Well, if you ain't in love with them or nothing, would you be willing to save money on a better brake shoe from a man who can spend more time with your account?
Yeah. Why don't you come inside, we'll talk about it.
All right.
He also taught me something I'll never forget.
You talk too much, that's all.
Talk too much? That's what salespeople do.
No, but you can't tell the customer what they want. They have to discover it.
How do I do that if I can't talk to them?
Do you really want to sell, Morgan? If you really want to sell, listen 3 times more than you talk to them. Because if you listen, the customer will tell you everything you need to know to make the sale.
Whatever you say.
Chief, that's the problem. I've run out of leads, and Key Holly wasn't the airplane woman.
You know what your problem is? You're looking at the obvious. You talked to his brother, his wife, his business partner.
Right, and everybody liked the guy.
Everybody hates somebody.
The boss was right. I'd been talking to his friends. I needed to talk to his enemies. I was on my way to meet Dilbert Belswag. From my phone conversation, I wasn't expecting his opinion to be very flattering.
I'm glad that old man is dead.
Why is that, Mr. Belswag?
Well, I competed with him for over 30 years. Never took an account from him. He used to work for me, you know.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, not for long though. I'm from the old school. I say the time to close is when you smell the fear. You sense your prey is weakening. You go in for the kill, and you don't let up until all the blood is gone. Everybody loves to give advice. So by laying himself at the mercy of the court, Winnie reopened the door to start all over again. Boy, I hated that man.
It's not often that you get a Pulitzer.
The boss really came through this.
Well, boys, I think we learned a lot about what made Winston Ford Sales successful. Just like you boys, he believed that you have to develop rapport before the customer will talk to you, and that customer research creates rapport. And he knew that you can't sell a customer. You have to ask questions and listen for needs. He taught us that explaining the features are great, but it's the benefits that move customers to buy. Answering objections gets you that much closer to the sale. So, embrace objections. And finally, he never gave up. This goes for you reporters. If you really want it, be persistent and adjust your clothes.
Say, Wally, you never did find out who Key Holly was, did you?
Nope, I never did. Whoever she was, or whatever it was, it died with him.
You know, we were thinking of sending you to California to work on the logger quiz trial. Would you like a shot at something really big?
Boy, would I. I'm already packed.
Are we supposed to burn all these records?
Like I said, it ain't going in the auction. We're supposed to torch it.
Even this award?
It's firewood. Burn it.